and thank you so much for being at this amazing discussion and panel, creating a space for Black student entrepreneurs. And it's an honor to have our three distinguished panelists here, three amazing people who I've gotten to know the past few years, and I'm pumped to hear their stories and have you guys also hear their stories. So,
hi everyone, my name is Caitlyn Kumi. I'm a senior at UNC and I'm also the founder of Miss Empower. Miss Empower is an inclusive women empowerment brand that really celebrates and speaks to sexy, confident, and empowered women.
Hey everyone, my name is Sherrod Crum, and I'm a sophomore here at UNC, majoring in business administration. I am currently the co-founder and president of the Black Entrepreneur Initiative here at UNC, and I also have my own nonprofit initiative called Mission Scholarship Incorporated, which bridges the access gap to post-secondary resources for underserved populations.
Great, thanks guys. My name is Nehemiah Stewart. I'm a senior chemistry and math major here at UNC Chapel Hill. Home for me is Southeast Washington, DC, rather. And when I first came to UNC, really being an out-of-state student drove the pain point of not being able to travel enough that I actually pushed forward to develop a ride-sharing company, that being School Pool LLC. From my first beginnings in that sphere, originally it was only serving university students, but we found a significant amount of traction with that same instance, and that pushed forward now to work more alongside of corporations and communities.
How has your experience in running a business been different from what you expected?
I think for me, it's a little bit challenging to answer that because I never really thought I was going to be like an entrepreneur. I never even really wanted to call myself one. And when I first started out, I just started leaning into things. So I guess I really went in with like no expectations when I founded my company. I just thought I was going to be selling like waist beads. I thought it was like a beautiful piece of jewelry that I wanted to share with my community and share with others and other women who wanted to wear my product. But then as the brand grew, as I started sharing my own story, I realized that I had a chance to really evolve my brand into something more into what it is today. So I think being open to like that change, being open to adaptability, being open to being able to pivot is something that I didn't realize I would have to do so frequently. It's definitely different than I expected. I didn't expect to be launching a business during a pandemic. So my advice to anyone would be ready to pivot and be open to your business evolving.
What resources at UNC have been most helpful in your journey?
The resources I leveraged weren't those that were immediately inherent as an entrepreneur. The Eship Center, of course, having abundance of resources in itself is a first aspect for a young entrepreneur to go towards, of course. Having the resume building aspect, access to entrepreneurs, investors, alumni network, those are fantastic things. But what was actually most beneficial to myself was understanding who I was. I was a chemistry and math major, a nerd. I love being in a lab. So there was a measure to be leveraged within my own networks, within the lab itself, with professors and rather entrepreneurs in the chemistry space that otherwise I might not have ever thought of.
Yeah, and so Sherrod, I mean, you being a sophomore, you're pretty new to this ecosystem. So I guess same question for you. What things have been most helpful for you in your first 2 years at UNC?
Yeah, so I mean, honestly, I would say in my first 2 years here at UNC, I've kind of pursued every single aspect of the entrepreneurship ecosystem and applied for a lot of different things. For example, I applied to the Bryan Fellowship, Cube, a lot of the 1789 venture funds. I applied to the Keenan Middle Partnership. I applied to, Eship Scholars, and really just tried to put myself out there and take risks. Because I feel like a lot of times we try to limit ourselves as entrepreneurs because we are our own biggest critics. The one thing that I wish I told myself, and I still tell myself to this day, is really just put yourself out there. You never really know who may be an advocate for your idea, how your idea might actually connect with someone, and they may look at you, may see themselves in you.
Sometimes it does take just a cold email, a cold phone call. I used to walk to professors' offices. And Bernard can tell you, he didn't respond to my first couple emails because he was busy. I came right to his office. I said, I emailed you 4 times. I need to speak with you. And I was persistent, just like Sherrod said. He kept going. That's amazing. Thank you.
How do you stay motivated? How do you stay motivated?
One thing that keeps me motivated is that it doesn't have to all be perfect today. Like you can continue to grow and that you can continue to make mistakes and you don't have to have it all figured out right now. And I think that's kind of the fun part to me, being an entrepreneur, is I don't have to have it all figured out today, but I'm constantly learning. I just turned 20, so I don't need to know everything about everything right now. I just kind of need to keep learning, keep growing.
There's always more people to help. There's always more projects and more individuals who need your intelligence, who need your kindness, your compassion. That is a motivation that will always sustain you. There's no need for defense mechanisms, because when you're vulnerable towards others, they'll show vulnerability towards you. And that's when you see community. That's when you see a group of 24, 25 people on a Zoom call at 6:30, 7 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon, because they want to build community.
I think intrinsically what really motivates me is the ability to like empower and inspire like women. So I'm clearly not a celebrity, but I do know that there are like mentors or people who don't know me who are watching me, or maybe that one person who might just be having a bad day, but seeing how somehow like I'm managing and like getting through school, or with my internship program, I do a lot of professional development. So, seeing them get that interview, seeing them get that job, seeing their growth from like not really having the confidence or believing in themselves, because I've been there, and watching them evolve, I think what keeps me going, especially on those days where I'm just like, you know what, today I am done. I think those are the moments. It's not necessarily one specific thing, but I think having a strong understanding of my why, and my why is like, I want to empower and inspire women to unlock their potential. So I think that's what always like brings me back to, staying motivated, staying on track.
As entrepreneurs and full-time students, what are some strategies to ensure you keep your grades up, keep your business running, and more importantly, take quality time for yourselves?
I just think that's very, very important to, continue to take care of your mental, because if you do that, then I can tell you right now, your ventures will surge, because the second I decided to make some time for my mental, I just could see the passion come back for the ventures I was pursuing, as well as continuing to progress them forward. So that's what I would say about that.
Final question is, what is one piece of advice you have for Black students who want to become an entrepreneur? One piece of advice.
At all times, exude confidence. Even if you don't have confidence, even if you're not sure if you can ever have it, exude it. Because it goes a long way to speak with a strong voice, to look at someone directly in their eye, to shake their hand firmly.
I think the biggest thing I would say is be authentic. Like, don't pretend to be someone you're not, and to making sure that you have the right like mentors and advisors. And if you don't, build that network, because what happens is when it comes to opportunities for funding, exposure, that network is what will really get you to that next level, especially if you don't have capital going in. So it's really, really key that you're being authentic, building those right relationships, because that's often what gets you the foot in the door that you need.
Wow. Thank you all so much. You all deserve all the good things in life, and thank you for sharing your thoughts and sharing your time. Thank you to the audience for coming out. We will definitely email you all with information about our panelists and about the Eship Center, but everyone have a great night, be blessed, and thanks so much for coming today. Bye.
Thank you.